Okay. All good.
Oh, we started.
Yeah, let's go.
Hi.
Let's go. Welcome back, everybody.
What is that laugh? Honestly, what's going on here?
Someone picked on my laugh the other day, and I laugh like a seal.
What?
Like
I've never
I
heard you laugh like that.
laugh and nothing comes out, and then I do the whole clapping thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I laugh like a
Oh my
seal.
god, I'm
Mum.
gonna unsee that.
Mum
You laugh
picked
like
that
a
up
seal.
ages ago. She's like, "You look like a seal when you laugh because nothing comes out, and
I
then
can literally
all of a
see it.
sudden, yeah, all of a sudden, like I'll be like, no sound, and then it will be this big sound with this big clap, and she's like, "You're a seal." I'm like, "Thank you so much, Mum." But someone was taking the piss out of my laugh the other day, and I was like, I went bright red. I think it was one of the guys from work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of the guys from work. And I went bright red and I was like, shut the fuck up, leave my laugh alone.
That's rough.
Like
now
an
I'm never
arsehole.
gonna actually unhear that.
Yeah, and next time I
I've
laugh,
seen you do it
you're gonna be so
many
like,
times.
yeah.
Oh my god. The clapping is what's getting me right
I clap all the time, especially when I'm cackling.
Oh my god.
I just go, I'm not gonna do it just because
Yeah,
it's gonna be too loud.
I've seen it. I can literally picture it,
Yeah.
but I can't remember why you were laughing.
It's funny, but
I think, it's actually in our bloopers.
yeah,
We're laughing about
probably.
something, you're like, you smack it.
I fucking
Makes
hate it. I'm
sense.
so
That makes
self-conscious
so much
about it
sense.
now.
Why? My life changes, so don't stress.
Oh, it's funny because the minute mum said something to that person, they were like, they could see it.
They're like, yeah, that's what
That's
I mean. You highlight it. Probably most people are like, well, I've seen that. They're gonna go back to the bloopers and be like, yeah, she is there.
Yeah, go back, watch our past vids,
Oh well.
and watch me look like a seal.
It's pretty funny though. Not gonna lie. That's so
Yeah.
funny. How are we, guys? Hopefully everybody's having a really nice weekend. We had a nice weekend.
Yeah, I hope everyone had a good week last week.
Yeah, sorry about that.
By the time
We did it again.
by the time we're back on
No,
track.
before that.
Yeah, it was week
Before
before.
that.
We're back on track this week. Back with the
We actually
weekly
sound like this
uploads.
really toxic relationship people.
Yeah,
We're gonna do it.
we're gonna do it.
Alright,
and
we're
then
gonna
we don't
get it sorted.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna work out.
And then we fuck it up a week, and it's like, yeah,
we're back apologising.
Sorry.
We're okay.
But no, we're back on a roll.
We're not in denial.
At 43.
Oh my God. Still also, I still just don't get the math between episode 43 but season 5.
When I do it,
really messes
when
with
I
my head.
upload it, I always have to check, being like,
The teens mess with me.
yeah, no, I got confused with that too. Every time I upload, I'm like, is it season 5 or is it season 4?
That's what I mean. I feel like we
Because
just
we're in
skipped
40s.
season 4.
Yeah.
I don't remember season 4.
It's just because of the breaks in between.
Oh, honestly.
That's why it just feels like it's going on forever. But
Crazy. But anyways, yeah, welcome back. And we're going to have a few things to talk about this week. B's got a reel to discuss. I haven't heard it, so it's going to be fun. I got some life advice, not from me, not from us.
we're not that
From the
professional.
internet that B hasn't heard. I haven't read all of them, so it'd be nice to kind of be like, oh, cool, maybe we can add our opinions to it. And I've actually got a story for B, to be honest.
Let's go.
Which is never new, it's normal. My
Never
life
knew.
is so
She
dramatic.
always has stories for me, and I never have stories for her.
It's fun time.
Like I don't have anything interesting.
I love
to
it.
bring
Mine are
up.
all just like, yeah, this happened. And you're like, I laugh.
Yeah, I almost lost my license again.
Didn't. All that fun is coming back though.
Oh gosh.
What's his face got his obviously Australian license.
Yeah.
So it's now like it disappeared because he's English.
Yeah.
So it goes on his English license, which doesn't count.
Oh.
But now he's got the points.
You poor thing. You angel of a soul, but you poor thing.
Grateful, but it's also so funny. But anyways, so I was at work on what's the date today? Friday. I was at work on Wednesday, right? And I serve people every day, obviously. And this guy come in, and he was just looking at me funny, and I was like, "Hi, like, how are you?
Can I help
get
you?"
And like I served him, and then like at the end of the service, he was kind of like, "Oh, you look familiar. Do I know you?" And I was like, "Maybe I
Here we
work
go.
here every day." Like,
Yeah.
and then at this point, I hadn't clicked at anything, and I was like, "Oh, maybe." He's like, "Your name's Carissa," and I was like,
Bro, that's weird.
My name's not very common, so like, what's going on? And he's like, literally, he got his coffee, everything like that, so he just like laughed and then just walked out.
After being like, you're
He
nice to
laughed
yourself.
and did like a sheepish little like shy laugh and walked out, and I was like, what? And I literally like in my head I was like, oh my god, this guy's seen my OnlyFans, like he's caught up to me finally. So I was like to Lewis, I was like, I don't want to say him again, like I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
Somehow he's found where I am, I don't like it.
But the fact that he hasn't followed through and been
Correct,
like,
I know you away, and I was
that's
like, this is really
weird.
strange. So then that was in the morning, and then around 1:30 when we were closing up, he parked out the front, and I was like, oh my god, Bruce, I can't do this, like please get ready. Got out of his car, then got back in and drove off.
What did you do? Walk around the car?
Yeah, walked around to the passenger side, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then got back in the car and just drove off, and I was like, okay, this is really strange. So then the next day,
Isn't it funny? I can smell coffee.
no, okay, maybe for like an hour or so ago.
I can smell coffee now that you're
That's
talking about
hilarious.
work. I can smell coffee,
No.
sorry.
Yeah, and then the next day he came in and I was like, alright, whatever, like I don't care. Lewis was actually on break, I think, and so like I was like, alright, cool, like what are you after? Blah 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 blah.
What the fuck do you want?
And then I served him again, and he got coffee, and he was like, I know where I know you, and I was like, oh thank God.
Did you not know yesterday?
He's like, I've seen you on Hinge, and I was like, okay, you must have seen me because I'm not on it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I tried to message you on Instagram. And I was like, oh, well, a lot of the time I don't see them, like, because they go into my requests, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, what's your name? He's like, oh, my name's this. But you won't find it because I'm pretty sure I deleted you. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then he was like, oh, I'm a stripper. And I was like, okay. He's like, you used to waitress, didn't you? And I was like, oh, yeah, like,
On the rare occasion.
like when I was in restaurants, like
Yeah,
that's what he genuinely thought I was a topless waitress.
Oh.
He's like, oh, are you still working for her? And I was like, what? No, I'm a barista. He's like, no, remember when you were doing topless stuff? I was like, no, I was never doing that. Like, what are you talking about?
That's weird.
And he was like, oh, that's really weird. He's like, oh, I know your mate.
That's okay.
He's like, I know your mate. And I was like, who? He's like, oh, he's been on your podcast.
No, yeah.
And I
Makes
was like,
sense.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. And he just kept chatting, and he was like, oh, like I won awards for being a stripper, like I'm really good at it. And I was like, okay, like, that's cool.
Cool,
That's
move on.
move along.
Yeah.
No one else was in there though, so I couldn't literally try
Yeah,
and
but like,
talk to
sorry,
someone
I'm
else.
good at it.
So I was like, fuck me, like what do you want? And then he just kept chatting, and he was like, oh, you should actually do it, like you'd be great for it. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I kind of focus on like everything else and like my partner. And he was like, oh yeah, nice. And then he was just like, oh, I'm also a boxer. Like he just would not stop. And I was like, bro, like I literally was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I need to go out the back and do some things. Like no worries, but it was really lovely to see you. We should catch up. And I was like,
Did you not hear me just say?
I told you I have a partner.
That I have a
Like,
partner.
can you not? So then I was really uncomfortable because I was like, oh, he must have my
Yeah.
OnlyFans to be like, you are a topless person, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my god. So I felt so uncomfortable. And then I was on break and I was on the phone to my partner. I told him about it, and literally the second I told him about it, he rocked up again.
So he left and came back?
Yeah, came back. Within like an
What
hour.
Okay.
And I was just like, what? I was like, oh my god, like I felt so uncomfortable. I was literally on the phone and he was like, put me on speaker, like I'm
Oh my
talking to
gosh.
him. And I was like, no, it's fine, like don't stress. And he's like obviously he's away at the moment, so he was literally like, I'll call one of my mates, they can take my car and they'll come to your work.
Honey.
Like I promise, like you'll be fine if you're not comfortable. Like he's like, call B can come and get you.
Literally.
And, like
I would have come and
of
thrown
course,
hands.
of course. And he was like, if not, like I'll get one of my mates to come meet you after work and I'll take you home, like you come back to mine. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, it's fine, like it'll be okay. And then basically it was really weird because he walked into the cafe, ordered, but didn't speak to anyone because I was obviously on the phone.
Yeah.
Didn't pick the mirrors up, nothing. Head down. Was
How does
recording,
this guy
I was just
afford so
like,
many coffees?
this is just weird.
Yeah.
But he didn't come in today.
Oh, fingers crossed he doesn't go in tomorrow.
I'll show you who it is.
Yeah, I'm curious to know who it is.
But yeah, I was just like, why does this happen?
Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand how, I mean, I think we've spoken about this when we had both said that we're both seeing someone. When guys just think that it's okay to be like, oh
It's
yeah,
like
you
a
have a partner.
challenge,
Cool.
and I'm like, oh
Cool.
my god, stop! Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just so uncomfortable. I was like, can you not? Like,
Have you met him before?
no.
And he's friends with obviously the person who was on our
Yeah,
podcast.
but only
he's from
through
here?
profession.
Yeah. And he's from here.
Yes,
I would assume so,
I'm
if
guessing.
he's there every
I
day.
don't know much about
Right.
it. I tried not to look too
Much into it. Yeah. Yeah.
I genuinely thought he was just going to start stripping there, and then, like, I don't really care.
I don't want to know you.
Yeah, I
Please
genuinely-
leave.
I will get you blacklisted.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Restraining orders are a thing.
Literally, I was like, can you stop?
Harassment.
Calm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was not fun.
No, I bet.
No, but
There you go.
yeah.
I mean, it's what happens when you put yourself out there on, like, especially, I don't know if he's listened to this. Well, he obviously is aware
You must.
that we have a podcast.
I mean, you do enough stalking.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, just be very safe out there and be very careful. Obviously, I never put up where I lived. I never put up where I worked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
tagging, obviously my work tags me and stuff because of like my latte art and everything like that and photography.
Yeah.
So anything can kind of come back to you. So just be very, very careful in the sense of if you really want to be private and safe, like really try and stay as like anonymous as you can. Obviously, I didn't use my real name on my OnlyFans. My middle name was in it. Cool, whatever. To a degree, you probably could figure it out. Not gonna lie. But to people that didn't know who I was, you wouldn't be able to find me.
Yeah. There's no link.
No.
No.
And once you start to, obviously that people wouldn't be able to find where I live, but once you figure out my Instagram, then you find where I work. Like
Yeah.
It's going to start to tee up.
Yeah.
The suburb.
I mean, if someone can find out where you work,
correct.
then someone can. It's so easy
Not
to
very
just sit
hard.
there and watch you, and then watch you go home.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it's very scary. And the whole AI situation. Have you been watching the news with the whole artificial intelligence shit going on at the moment? It's very strange.
No what?
Very weird. Like there's the whole. I mean, I personally don't know how it works, so I'm not going to say that I know everything about it. But AI have created this thing where if you, let's say you were to call your mum and be like, Mum, I'm in danger, like I've been held hostage, blah 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 blah. They need X amount of money for them to release me, and it's not actually you. Like it's an AI with your voice. So many people have gotten scammed from that recently.
gosh.
Yeah, it's been all over this constant news at the moment.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy how technology.
I mean, fair. We can do a lot of things with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. With today's technology, it's crazy.
Like it's crazy to think like so. It's like algorithms in your phone. Really fucking scary how that works. Like I was actually watching Selling Sunsets, and my TikTok full of Selling Sunsets.
Yeah.
That's it. I didn't even search anyone.
You know what's fun?
And I was like,
it's so funny.
How the fuck?
Like
I wasn't even watching it on my phone. It was
on the TV.
the TV.
Yeah, Mum and I were talking about something. Like it was something like fridges or washing machines or something, like home appliances. And I think I had looked at a few things on my phone, but then Mum opened up her phone and she had like the exact same stuff, and I didn't send anything to her. Like we were just talking
like the
about it.
ads would come up for things that you've looked at or you've spoken about, and you're just like, how the fuck is that?
It makes sense for when you look up something and then it goes through to your to the web.
Yeah, legit.
But when you're talking about it and nothing else is kind of on the phone.
It freaks me out. Like that genuinely freaks me out.
Yeah.
I understand how your Instagram can obviously do its thing, and once you've searched something, obviously your like For You page, that's like your search bar, will find all the same shit.
Yeah.
Fair, whatever, that's normal.
To link it, yeah.
But whereas like when I was on my TikTok, I was like, that's fucking scary.
Yeah.
I wasn't searching anyone. Obviously, once you're on there, then you start. If you like one, then you're like, okay.
Then it's constant.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the fact that it come up, I was like,
yeah, it's weird.
what the fuck?
It's weird how it all works.
Yeah, freaks
So
me out.
be careful what you put out there. I mean, unless you really don't give a fuck.
For sure, but again,
Kind of.
it's just like safety
Yeah.
You don't know what people do. You can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
No matter even, most of the people that you know are the people that
are the ones that do it. Yeah,
the wrong
they
things.
know the ins and outs of everything.
Correct.
Yeah.
Especially young girls, like, just be very careful. Like, I'm all for, your OnlyFans. I'm all for whatever you want to do, your feet pics, whatever. I hate that stuff. Do you? Like, I was actually talking to a group of girls at Sophia's birthday, and I was like, I told them that I did it, and they're like, oh my god, that's incredible. And I was like, yeah, like, do it. Like, but just make sure you've got such a private part to you that it keeps you safe.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you money, it's good for your confidence, everything like that. But I was also like, to be honest, I even showed them the message that I got, and I was like, you will get stuff like this. Like, you need to have thick skin to have even any type of thing. If you want to try and be a sugar baby, you need to have thick skin, as we said last week.
You just need to be aware of what would come at you.
You just got to be ready.
Yeah, you've got to be ready for it.
Obviously, with confidence does come people that will be skeptical. People will judge you because you're a confident person. A lot of people take that as arrogance.
Yeah.
But just always be strong and be like, wow, this is what I want to do. This is me. Because you don't know me.
When you have that mentality of like, I don't give a fuck these days.
Yeah.
And you do something like that, then it's quite easy to just brush it off.
For sure.
But like we said, if you kind of not as thick-skinned as some, it can affect you quite a bit.
100%.
So just be careful.
Yeah, again, there are so many ways for you to keep things private, to keep things not known as that it's you. So definitely look around to do that. But if you're being naive to it and you just do it as you, just be ready for the consequences.
Yeah.
It could be stalkers, it could be just any type of person.
Yeah. Could be any type of person
like,
as well.
As B said, there's so much in the world with technology, internet, everything like that can be used against you that you genuinely don't know, that people could genuinely find your address, they could find your bank accounts, they can find so much.
Yeah.
So just be aware.
Yeah, just be cautious.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to in this day and age. It's so annoying that we have to talk about stuff like this. Just be like,
legit.
Yeah, be careful.
No.
You shouldn't have to, but unfortunately that's just the way it is, isn't it?
Life, apparently.
Yep. It is what it is.
But anyways, what was
interesting story?
Your real
so I found a video from a radio station. I can't actually remember how long it goes for, but I'm just gonna play it just so that everybody can hear it, and then we'll discuss it afterwards. Just make sure that my volume's up.
My boyfriend sent flowers to his ex-wife on Mother's Day, and I'm having a problem with that. We didn't discuss it. He didn't tell me.
Not just my ex-wife, like the mother of my child, like the mother of my son. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm sending flowers to an ex. I'm sending flowers to the woman who gave birth to my son.
Yeah,
I know that, but you should have discussed that with me. And I don't understand why it has to be flowers. Like, why couldn't he make a card and you sign it or something? It's like, you're doing a romantic gesture.
Yeah, I wanted to show. Look, again, I wanted to show my son that, like, his parents are cool. I don't want him to be growing up thinking that, like, his parents hate each other.
Yeah, right. I would say that's actually a good thing, because he's showing his son that, dad and mom still get along, and you should still treat a woman a certain way.
That's fine. That's fine if you guys get along, but you're also sending a confusing message by doing a romantic gesture to someone you're not with anymore.
It's not a romantic gesture. It's just me sending flowers to her. That's like what you do on Mother's Day.
Greg, how come you didn't tell Amy you were doing this, though? How come you kind of did this on the side?
I mean, it just didn't seem like there was any reason for her to know. Like, I didn't realize I needed her permission to do something nice for, like, my son.
So, that's that. So, I get, like, I understand his point of view. I understand being like, why the fuck do I have to say
100%.
something? Because this is my son's mother. But I also get in the sense that it depends on how his ex-wife takes that. Because she could turn around and be like, oh, he's buying me flowers. Like, maybe this is like a way of us getting back together.
It could seem confusing.
Yeah, and like, obviously the current girlfriend has gone, why couldn't your son make a card and like you just sign it and say like Happy Mother's Day? Like, that's kind of your input into it. So I get both sides, she sounds like a crazy
She
person.
kind of sounded like Lois from Family Guy. I was really
Yeah,
struggling to listen
yeah.
to
When
her
it first starts, it's like, hang
I
on
was
a
like,
minute.
what is this cartoon?
But yeah, it's just an interesting scenario.
I think it's just, I don't know, like, to be fair, if that's how you view flowers, okay, fine. But flowers are used for so many things. Flowers are used for grieving, for getting well, for friendship. We give each other flowers all the time.
Yeah.
If you're sending out red roses, maybe a bit different.
Yeah.
But, like, you're obviously in this relationship knowing the relationship they have.
Yeah.
And for him to be like, I don't think I needed to tell you, and being happy to be on a show like this shows that he is comfortable in it because he knows that
there's nothing
it's
there.
harmless.
Yeah.
I agree with what they're saying. I struggle to see her point in the sense that I'm kind of like, you know, it's that woman gave him his kid.
Yeah.
Like, end of the day, you should be very grateful.
Yeah, that you have potentially a stepson.
100%.
Yeah.
If she's so insecure and you know that, maybe you should have had the conversation.
Yeah. It all kind of stems from the behind the
scenes. It's a lot of
scenes.
stuff that we wouldn't know. So
Yeah.
But it seems like she's going straight off the fact that it's just the gesture that's hurting her, not the fact, like, if the wife had been like, if the ex-wife had been like, oh my god, this is amazing, maybe we're going back together.
Yeah.
And she said that, I'd be like, okay, fair.
Yeah. But then I don't think he would have reacted that way. If the wife had turned around and said, oh my god, are we getting back together?
Yeah,
he would be like, no, it's just an arm's gesture. Like,
yeah, exactly. And that's where I'm kind of like, it's just, to come off, no backstory, nothing like that, I'm kind of like, okay, you sound a little bit insecure and maybe you should figure that out.
Yeah. I get that. I do think that he should have probably been a little bit more open.
Yeah.
Not being like, hey, can I buy my ex-wife flowers?
Yeah.
I would have been more just been like, if my partner said to me, hey, look, I'm just going to go give so-and-so a bunch of flowers for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my son with. Like, she might have gone, oh, okay, but at least he's told me.
Yeah.
So more of like that open communications type thing instead of just being like, she's found out that he's just given her flowers with no backstory type thing. So I think it's more like, again, she sounds a bit insecure, which I'm like, obviously we're only judging from what we've heard, but definitely not taking her side because I think she's overreacting a little bit. But in saying that, he definitely could have been a little bit more open in communication.
That's fair.
And been like, this is what I'm doing. He doesn't have to ask for her permission, which is exactly what he said. But just being like, hey, I'm gonna go take my boy and deliver some flowers to his mother.
Yeah.
Because it's Mother's Day.
Yeah, fair.
And he definitely could have been like, it's from my son.
Legit.
Like, he could have just been like, it's Mother's Day presents from my son.
100%.
Not from me, myself.
That's part of my kind of like, obviously, it's definitely hard. And obviously we can't ever comment because we're not in those kind of situations.
Yeah, like, we've never been in that
But
position.
it's just kind of like, I respect it in the sense that it's like, you know, you probably could have just been like, hey, doing this. Literally just had to be like a 5-second conversation.
It didn't have to be
that's what's
anything
happened.
much. Yeah.
But she seems like she's really blown it out of the park and just like, you should just kind of be really grateful that he's obviously really respectful of his ex-wife. It's for
because if
his
anything
kid.
happens between you two, at least he's going to be respectful
Like,
to
if
you.
it was for her birthday, I'd be like, alright, bit weird.
Yeah.
I'd be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
it's Mother's Day.
it's Mother's Day. Roses, like, not roses, but like flowers are what you give your mom.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very big thing. It's just to
Every
show
mum
appreciation.
Yeah,
all the
exactly.
time. Like,
Exactly.
it's just a bit strange that someone could be so like touchy about it. In the sense that it's like, okay, you're with this guy, like,
Yeah.
he's gone and given flowers to his ex-wife, like, for a big occasion of the reason he is a dad, like,
Yeah.
have a conversation that I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
She hasn't told me,
Yeah.
but that's literally kind of the only way that you would ever be upset.
Stand on. Yeah, exactly. Again, it's more just the open communication that partners need to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Really. Just don't jump to conclusions because she's obviously gone, I'm going to go on a radio station
Yeah.
and I am having
So
a problem
she
with
calls,
this.
like-
Yeah, I think what's happened is that they've had like a
an argument to that. Let me prove you wrong.
Yeah, or like the talk show has been like, send us in your stories or whatever, and she's called
Mother's Day
up.
or something like that.
Yeah, and been like, I'm having a hard time with this. My partner's.
But that's
Go
where
on
I'm kind of like, okay, you mustn't really have a voice of reason if you genuinely thought that someone was kind of going to back you in
Yeah.
this scenario.
Yeah. When you watch the video though, when she's talking,
Yeah.
some of the talk hosts are like, oh, like she's kind of got a point.
Right.
Like even that guy at the end was like, well, why didn't you say something? And he was like, well, I didn't think that I needed to.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how people
Oh my god.
go about their day like that.
Jesus.
Very interesting.
There you go.
Mm.
That's very that's weird.
Yeah. I just think the biggest thing to take out of that little fun
Yeah, the bit of
issue
segment.
that has anything to do with it
No.
with us. But yeah, just open communication with your partner, really. Like
Yeah.
if someone's watching or someone's listening and they have a problem with their partner being like, oh, they're still doing this with their ex-partner or like XYZ, just talk to them.
Yeah.
Like just be open with them, tell them how you're feeling.
Yeah, I guess it always will go back to a backstory of like how they ended. Was it really bad? Did they genuinely just realise they weren't right for each other?
Yeah, exactly.
If it was a proper ending and they're still close in the sense that they do it for their child, like there's so much in it.
Yeah, exactly. Like we've spoken about being friends with their ex.
100%.
And like off that as well, I do feel like now that we've both got respectable partners and mature partners, I think there's a big stigma about talking about your ex with your partner. Like bringing up questions like, I am curious to know, not because I want to be sticky beaky, but I'm curious to know on why your past relation didn't work.
Yeah, for sure.
And what you didn't get out of that relationship so that I can make sure that you get it in this one.
Yeah, for sure.
And the only way you're going to figure that out is if you ask questions.
100%. A lot of the
About
time
your
you might
ex.
get answers you don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because it's very emotional conversation.
Yeah, and it's obviously, it doesn't involve you.
No.
Like that relationship didn't involve you. So of course it's going to be a bit of a hard pill to swallow, but it's a good way to bond, I suppose. That's connect is the word. Bond. It's a good way to connect with your partner to figure out things that you may not know. I mean, there's always other ways that you can ask, but that's there's a massive stigma about that, and I think it's just not. If you want to talk about your ex-partners, I think you should be allowed to.
No, I agree.
That's just my opinion.
Definitely agree. You should be comfortable enough to talk about them like you're in a new situation. Everyone knows if you're not over an ex or you're not past that point, then you shouldn't be looking to get into something else. Like, you need to be comfortable, both of you.
Yeah.
And then you can move forward. Because if someone's doubting something because there is still definitely shit there that's, unresolved. Then that's when shit just hits fan.
Yeah. So talking about it. Use your voice.
Comfortable. Okay, well that was just a very new thing for us, but we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so the next part of the segment is going to be 20 pieces of life advice for women in their 20s.
From the internet. Not from you girls, from the internet.
So, we were obviously hearing these as well, and we're going to have a bit of a comment, our opinions about it.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first one is don't force things that you don't enjoy.
Yeah.
So when you're going through your 20s, other people will try to convince you what's the right path for you. If you don't stand up for yourself, you're going to end up living someone else's life. Basically saying like what feels good for you and what feels good for someone else can be completely different.
Yeah.
Don't go down a path that you think
that you don't want to.
Not for you.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'm luckily in a family household that mum and dad were very much like, you do what you want.
Yeah, for sure.
I know unfortunately a lot of people have got parents that are like, I want you to be a doctor, I want you to be a lawyer because I want you to do this, or if they're doing something then they want to push it down their kids' path. Yeah. Which at the end of the day, if that's how you want to parent, by all means.
If that's like sometimes it's your culture.
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
There's a lot to do with that, for sure.
Yeah. So So I, luckily enough, like, didn't really go through that, and I don't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
think I've had friends or family be like, oh, you should do this and you should do that. They're pretty open with being like, oh, you just do what you want and what makes you happy type thing.
Yeah.
The only thing that my mum pushed me to do was, as soon as I left school, I had to either get a job
Mm.
or go to TAFE.
Yeah.
She was like, you're not
Should
bumming
be-
around.
Yeah, that should be a thing that probably is encouraged.
Yeah. She was like, you either go to TAFE or you get a full-time job.
Yeah, I think that would be me as a parent. Would just literally just be you either continue studying or
Mm.
you go and get a job.
Yeah. And mum was
For
like,
so
if
many
you don't
reasons.
choose something, I will choose it for you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you do this. And I was like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, realistically,
That's
you
fair.
can always get out of something. You can change into something.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing in like a job. In a career you do choose. If you don't like it, you can get out of it and
Yeah.
go into another one.
Yeah.
This is your life you're playing with. Like, do what you want to do.
We have that, like, that choice.
Yeah,
to-
the opportunity is.
Yeah, we
there.
have that opportunity to. Where the fuck are my words today?
Neither, I'm not there.
I just not here.
feel
We have that. We're lucky to live in a country that we have those opportunities
literally.
to be like, hey, I don't like this job. Maybe I
100%.
should try something else.
100%.
Unfortunately, it went from like a management point of view when you're looking at resumes, being like, oh, she's been in this
she
job for
jumped
this
from
long,
job
like
to
she's
job,
jumping
it's a
from
bit
this
hard.
job. Like that's my concern, being
Yeah.
like I've jumped from so many jobs to be
Yeah.
like, no, hate this, hate that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will obviously take it and be like, oh look, let's just give her a chance
Yeah.
type thing. But a lot of management will be like, oh, why has she not been in a job for a year?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's a little bit hard in that sense. But if you're not happy, you're not happy.
Exactly. And you're the only one that's going to change it.
Yeah, like your job isn't going to change.
100%.
Your job's going to be the same.
It's the same in so many things, like relationships.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not happy, get the fuck out of it.
yeah,
Don't go down someone else's path because they want children, maybe you don't. Don't go down different paths because you think this is the person for you because they might not be.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
yeah. And don't let them like force you to do something. Like
Yeah.
I think marriage and kids are such
Oh my God,
big
huge.
things that
Huge.
is not something
Especially
that's
children, that's a massive thing.
yeah, like especially children, you can't just take that away. You can't just step
Yeah.
away from it. Whereas like living together, it's
Yeah.
like okay, let's test it out. If it doesn't work, then you guys
Yeah.
have that option to part.
Yeah.
Getting married's the same. It's
Yeah.
an expensive lesson if you end
Oh
up
my lord.
splitting, but obviously children is a bit hard as well because they're there forever. So
Correct.
yeah, if you don't want if you don't want kids and your partner does,
Yeah.
well, that's a little bit of a tough talk that needs to be had.
Yeah, exactly. The second one is learn how to say no.
I still don't do that. I'm not gonna lie.
If you can master it in your 20s, that would probably be very, very good for you when you're in your 30s. Because your 30s
Yeah.
are obviously the very settling time of your life. Very, you kind of getting your shit sorted.
Yeah.
Whereas 20s are all like, fuck it. There's a 2 in front of our age. I don't care.
Yeah, our 20s is the good time to learn how to stand your ground
100%.
and learn to take your own reins and say no when you want to. I'm getting better. I'm gonna say that. I'm getting
was
better.
like-
No. I'm saying that out of my own.
You
my
just
own
look like you were just really defensive.
No, I'm getting better. I'm a people pleaser, and I hate saying no to someone. Like if someone's like, oh, let's go do this, or can you do this for me? I'd always say yes. Now I'm a lazy as fucking that just doesn't want to do anything. So I'm like, yeah, nah,
No, I can't believe.
no, I can't bother. Sorry.
So I mean, like, you can say no for no reason. You can say no because, you're not mentally okay with things. You can say no because it's just not your values. Like, you don't even need to have a reason a lot of the time. Like,
Yeah,
if
just say
you
no.
want to say no, just say no.
Yeah, but if you can do that in your early 20s, by my age of 26, 27, you'll be right.
Get with it.
Yeah.
Alright? That's what we gotta remember.
That's a good one.
Say yes to things you're passionate about.
Yes. Say yes.
So like, yeah, if you're keen on something and you're like, oh, should I do it? Oh, is someone gonna care? Is this person gonna want to do it with me? Who cares? This is what it says. If you see an opportunity to do things you're passionate about, take it.
Yeah.
You will regret not doing things. You won't regret doing things.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're looking at it being like, I really want to go to Europe, but my friend can't save, or my partner can't save, figure out a way around it. Go.
Go by yourself.
Go do what you need to do in these years.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Very big thing. Sorry. There's no such thing as a guilty pleasure.
No.
Don't feel embarrassed about the things you like. Get over the need that you have to fit in and that you need to be more like others.
Wow, I didn't think that it was going to go down that way.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's just like, if you're into weird shit, which is, again, not weird.
Here I was thinking being like a guilty pleasure, being like, I've just eaten so well this week that I'm going to go have a bar of chocolate.
It can be probably however you want
That's what I was
to interpret
thinking.
it. But it's true, like, if you, see, I'm a really big country music person, love it to death. People are like, I don't want to listen to that shit. I'm like, well, I don't care.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to it.
It's my life, I don't really give a
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
Like, you accommodate for the people that you care about, and you obviously compromise in things, but you should never sacrifice things that you really enjoy.
No.
People will get over it.
Yeah, exactly. Again, your life, do what you want.
Correct.
Say yes to country music.
Yes! Bees get in
I'm
there.
not a big fan of country music, but like, I'll
Get
listen
it,
to it
we'll
for
get in there. Big one, know that you'll never have it all figured out. Life is a process, it's filled with ups and downs.
Yeah.
Nothing is ever literally set for you.
I still don't have it figured out. I'm 26.
Your job is never completely set. Your relationships, no offense, maybe a lot of the time they're not.
Yeah.
Your family, realistically, people will move out, like move countries. People will pass away, unfortunately. Things will go on. Nothing is infinite.
No.
Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Wish our dogs' lives were infinite.
yeah. Okay.
Here we are talking about nothing's forever, it's fine. Yeah, I wish Scarlett
Yeah, it's
would
fair.
live.
Very fair. But then you wouldn't, so
Yeah.
your dog would be
Or
without
she
you.
could be like, or she could just die with me.
Okay.
So off topic, so sorry.
So, just remember that. So, no one has it all figured out. No one.
No.
Not even people with so much money, because realistically, more money, more problems.
Yeah.
We know this.
I think that's a massive thing as well, like when we get to our age. And we've spoken about this with the stigma of having your shit sorted out by a certain
Correct.
point, being like, you should be in a relationship and you should be having kids at this age and you should be doing
You
this,
should have
be
a
doing
stable
that.
job. You should be saving for a house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Good
As-
for you.
Again,
Good for
if
you.
you can do it, then fucking good on ya.
Correct.
Good on ya. But like, I have come to the terms that if I ever want to buy a house in Sydney, it's
need
not
to-
gonna happen.
Yeah, you need to buy like a toy house.
Yeah, like
Barbie
a studio
doll.
flat, if that. Like, yeah, it's not doable. But then you just have to come to the terms that if I wanted to buy something that badly, then I'd have to leave.
It's true.
But I don't have it all figured out to do that. So
But this is the thing that, like, I think I really settle with is that if you did have it all figured out, then you've literally got a plan until you die. And what if you want to change it?
yeah,
What if you get to a point in your life where you're like,
I
this
love
is it
people
for
that
me?
have 5-year plans.
Yeah.
That have goals.
Respect it.
But then I'm like, the people that stick to that and are
That's
so
what I mean.
like, I can't do this because this is not in my
That's
5-year
what I mean,
plan.
Like, no offense, what if you die in 4 years? I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in your life. You really don't. Like, so many things happen that you are not ready for, that you're not prepared for. Like, the universe is gonna throw a spanner in the fucking works, and you've genuinely just lived a whole 4 years saving your money, never going anywhere, never traveling, seeing the world. Next minute, you're literally like, you could be in a wheelchair.
Yeah. It could be bad.
Plan for your life, 100%. I agree.
It's so good to have goals. Like,
but
it's so
live
good,
your
but
fucking
like,
life.
don't restrict it to
Like,
something so minimal and like something that you don't like. Fair enough, you have control to a certain extent,
yeah,
but then again, like you said, you could die
100%.
in that 5 years.
like
You don't have control of that, unfortunately.
exactly. You're not going to take money to your grave. You're not going to take assets to your grave.
No.
You're not going to take, even like when you're in a wheelchair, you can't take a fucking house with you.
No.
You're stuck in it.
Spend your moolah.
Go and spend the money. Go travel. Do the shit you want to do. Money
It'll
will
come
always
back.
come back.
Money will always come back.
Time doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that.
Yeah.
No one is happy all the time.
No.
Completely agree.
6? Oh, number 6. I was like,
What do you mean?
what the fuck are you
What do you
doing?
mean?
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Whoops. But it's true, like, and if you genuinely believe you are, you a lot of the time you're probably faking it.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through ups and downs. Absolutely no one is motivated all the time.
No.
Do you think people that have rock hard abs do like absolute competitions with their gym? Do you reckon they literally wake up and go, yeah, cool, let's
do
go
this.
every single day of their life?
No.
No.
It's okay
God, no.
to have your dark days. Like,
They
again,
need
we've
to be-
spoken about it multiple times before. So it's alright. It's okay to be,
Yeah.
to not be okay. You don't have to be happy all the time.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to remember that no one is always happy.
No.
And it's just a very high expectation that you shouldn't have. Like, everything has its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Friendships, relationships, family. Everyone has their ups and downs because you're all not the same person.
Yeah. And everyone's at different levels.
Correct.
Like, Riz could be having the time of her life this week and I could be having a shit time this week. Like,
And that's okay, as long as you have friends that will genuinely address it and be like, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing well, but that means that I can genuinely be that support that you need.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's the
Exactly.
people you need around you.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Number 7! Don't let anyone define happiness, love, success for you.
Yeah.
We all perceive all three things very differently.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
We also receive all those things very differently.
Yeah.
So that's a good one.
That is a good one. I just don't like, I love people's like opinions, like the people who are, that I value the most, I love their opinions. I love to get Riz's opinion, I love to get mum's opinion, dad's opinion,
Yeah,
my
100%.
partner's opinion, but I would never, if my mother ever said to me, this is the person that you need to be with, because
Yeah.
this is the person that's going to make you the most happy and this is the person that's
Yeah.
going to make you most laugh.
100%.
And she knows me and you
Yeah.
both know me to a T,
Yeah.
and I would highly value your opinion, but if you ever said to me, that's your person, go do that, I'd be like,
Shut up.
sorry?
Shut up. But that's the thing, like,
Sorry?
in everything you do, people will judge, people will comment,
Yeah.
even the people closest to you. But if it doesn't feel right for you or if it feels right, that's all that matters.
At the end of the day, it's your choice, it's your life.
And
Yeah.
people need to accept that. The biggest thing I learned was those who mind don't matter, those who matter don't mind.
Yeah.
Number 8. It's okay to not want to have kids and get married.
There you go. Just said that. Just spoke about that.
Be creative number 8.
Yeah. Didn't even know I was on there. Yeah, I get like it's a big milestone for everybody. Rephrase it, it's perceived as a big milestone for everybody
100%.
to get married, to have kids.
Yeah.
If you don't want kids, then
Yeah, well,
you don't have kids. Have fur babies.
you shouldn't feel
Have
like
dogs.
you failed anyone, you shouldn't feel like you don't deserve.
No. And it makes it easier when you've got a good support system, that if someone if you turn around and said, oh, I don't want kids, then your mum and your friends are like, yeah, cool, like
100%.
whatever, you do you, that's great. But it's obviously very hard when you've got that different pressure around you. But if you don't want them, don't have them. If you don't want to get married, one of the girls that I used to work with, I said to her, she's been with her partner for 6 years, and I was like, because we were talking about T's wedding and all that sort of stuff, and she was like, I said to her, I was like, do you want to get married? Like you and your partner have been together for X amount of years. And she was like, look, not really. She's like, I don't, if I was to get married, it would be very quiet. Like it would just be like the like marriage celebrant and stuff. Like
sure.
She's like, I don't like the attention. I hate it. I hate the whole wedding being perceived as to please everybody else and not us. And she was just like, I don't really need it, to be honest, and I'm pretty happy, and that's fine. Whereas I'm the exact opposite. I'm like, I need a wedding. I need to be the center of attention.
Correct. But that's fair. Like, everyone has different views on so
Yeah.
many things. Like, I know some people that don't have the urge to travel the world, and I'm like, how the fuck?
I'm one of them.
Exactly.
I could.
And that's okay.
Yeah, I could not. That is where we're very
Yeah,
different. We're
so
very
different.
different. Like Briss was like, oh, we're gonna go to Bali for our birthday. We're gonna do this, and I'm like,
Like,
yeah, yeah, cool. And like my uncles are the same. My
Yeah.
uncles, one of them had lived in Dubai for years on end, and then my other
Yeah.
uncle has travelled to China, to
Yeah, for
Japan, to here, to here, to here, and he's like, I had spoken to him about going to the UK, and
Yeah.
he was like, oh my god, his jaw dropped
Yeah.
because it was like, you want to travel?
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, I will go, like, and I still want to go to America.
Yeah,
like, there's
of course.
places that I want to go, but if I don't have, and I think it's just flying.
yeah, bro.
If I didn't have to fly, if I could just teleport from here to America,
God, bro, anyone would do it.
I would 100% go it anywhere. But
Yeah.
I fucking hate flying, and I
Mm.
don't have the travel bug like everybody else does.
Which
But
is fair. It makes sense.
I'm gonna stay home in my bed with my
Grounded.
dog.
Number 9, don't be afraid to do things alone.
I think that's so important.
So important.
So
You
important.
gotta be happy in your own space.
Yeah. And then also just like little things like taking yourself out
Legit.
to the movies or to go get food or to just and sit there and be in your own
Legit. Go
presence.
for a swim at the beach. Like
Yeah.
something.
A lot of people are like, oh my god, I could never do that alone.
Oh my god.
Like I could never go and buy a meal and sit down and eat by myself. Because people just get so scared of the judgment being like, oh, what's that person doing by themselves?
Which again, is on other people, not on you.
Yeah, it's not on you at all, but a lot of people have that mindset. Like, I would hate going to things by myself. Now I'm like, no. I'm okay, I'll go by myself. It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm G.
That's what you gotta do. Really big one, don't be afraid to ask for professional help for your mental health.
100%.
Huge.
Spoken about that multiple times.
You can't do it by yourself, someone else will help you.
Yeah,
You're not alone.
and the resources are out there, so use them.
This is a big one. Number 11, age doesn't mean anything.
It really it really doesn't. It
Exactly.
doesn't. I'm gonna
Age doesn't equal experience or intelligence.
yeah. You could be at such like, and this is like, I was obviously basing that around relationships, but that could 100% mean life as well.
Literally
like
anything,
someone who is 21 and has bought their first home and has had their first kid and you know is
Legit.
at all of the stages of life where a 26 or 27-year-old thinks
100%.
she should be. Doesn't matter. She's just happened to get there faster than you, and that's not an issue.
Legit.
It's not an issue at all.
Everyone is on their own path.
Yeah, I used to think that as well. Like, I would be the first one to put my hand up to be like, why has this person, like, how has this person gotten to this point and they're X, Y, Z younger than me, or they haven't, like, I used to always think that. Now I
Yeah.
just couldn't give a fuck about anyone else.
Oh well.
Oh well.
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
happy where I am.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters.
That is all that matters.
Um,
You're happy where you are, that's what needs
Yeah.
to happen.
But like people go through different experiences. Like Riss, for example, she's picked up and moved from a different state, whereas I could never do that. But I would never look at us and be like, oh my gosh, she's done so much more than me.
No,
She's travelled more than me, and you know.
you can't. Like, it's just the stage that you want, that your life moves, and that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
No one's happier than anyone else. Like,
Yeah.
you can be so content in your little bubble, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Whatever makes you happy. What are you going to do 15? It's going to take ages. Let go of toxic friendships and set boundaries.
Setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries for yourself and for other people.
I think that is so important. We should have done this on an episode on its own.
I know, right? It does. Take this
Take this long. Setting boundaries is huge especially in regards to friendships and relationships.
100%.
Relationships is massive. You
Huge.
definitely need to set boundaries. Friendships are a little bit easier because you can kind of be like, oh, okay, look, she's just done that, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
But relationships are different because you're with them
You need
a lot
to set
more.
boundaries, for sure.
But setting boundaries in your life and standing your ground
Yeah, you need to.
is so important.
It's how it works, because once you set those boundaries, you've got so much credibility in the things that do make you uncomfortable, and people will need to respect that. Whereas if you don't communicate boundaries, people don't know.
Yeah.
No one can read your mind.
I was gonna say they're not just gonna assume that that's
Bro,
what
honestly,
happened.
I think that's what everyone can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Practice what you preach. Anyways,
He can't read your mind. You gotta tell him.
healing is a process.
Yes.
Healing is not linear. It doesn't get easier every day. Some days it's easier, some days it will hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And 5 years later, might also hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I was about to say time does definitely help.
Oh, for sure.
Healing. Like healing does take time, is what I meant to say. But it's okay to have like a random bad day to be like, oh fuck, this thing that happened 5 years ago
100%.
has just hit me.
You may never fully heal from something, and that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
That's
don't let
what I
it
remember.
consume you. Like once it hits you, don't let it consume you.
Your feelings are valid. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for it.
Yep.
Okay?
Oh, that's 100%.
So many things can be trauma. So many things can trigger you from literally childhood. All that matters is that the people around you respect it and validate those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is wrong with you if you don't have any friends. Okay.
What number is that? Is that 14?
14?
It's okay if you don't have any friends. Look, I will go off that. It's important to know the difference of having quality friends over quantity.
Legit.
I had come from school being in multiple friendship groups.
School makes it so toxic for you.
School
You know, you're like,
makes
oh,
it
shit.
so hard. I had my girls from primary school. I went to an all-girls school, so I had my girls from primary school, I had my girls from my class, and then I also had a group of girlfriends that I had just met, obviously, throughout school. So I used to bounce through like those three groups, and I was very thankful for that. The minute you step out of high school and the minute you step out of school, you realize who your real friends are.
Legit.
And I think, hand on heart, I could probably say I still talk to 3 of them.
It's crazy to think.
Every single, like, more than obviously the others. And that's from 3 friendship groups, which were pretty big. Like, there were over 10 of us in each. So I used to be like, oh my God, why don't I have, like, you see people who go to events and people who go to festivals and stuff, and like they go in these big groups of people. And like we used to say that all the time. We used to be like, it's so nice having a big group of us when we would meet
100%.
guys, and like we would end up forming this massive group and all
For
of that
sure.
sort of stuff. It's so nice having a big group of friends, but also it can get very lonely.
That's what I mean. Like, I think it's worse to be surrounded by dozens of people and feel alone. Like, I know so many people that have so many friends, and it's like realistically, when shit hits the fan, 1 or 2 of those people know you to a T and will actually be there.
Be there for you. Yeah.
A lot of the time, big groups of people just have to pick between people, or they don't have a real set opinion. Like, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm here, but you're
I don't know
literally
how to
just
help
physically
you.
there.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same. I would rather be surrounded by 1 to 2 literal, like, life friends
Yeah.
compared to a bunch of people that I'm just like, you couldn't even tell me for advice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that they've worded it wrong. It's okay if you don't have any friends. It's okay to not have a lot of friends, and I think what they're trying to get at is you're not the problem if you don't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Don't think that you're a problem, because there's definitely going to be people out there that love you.
Okay. Last one for now. People, what am I saying? Don't expect people to support you before they see results.
Oh, that. But then in saying that, they're not the real people that you want around.
Correct. But also, it could be this, so that could come in so many walks of life. Like, it could be, you know, you've said that you're in a relationship with someone and they're not giving you 100%, they're not the right person for you, or not even that, they're just very iffy to other people.
Yeah.
Some people will be like, I'm not set until things are set.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there can be a really toxic side of it, and there can be a really like cautious side that some people that you care about will have for you.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's like when you get a job and you're on a probation, people will probably be like, okay, like excited for you, but like let's just make sure it's all set in.
They're very aware and very cautious of the
100%.
process. Yeah.
But I think one of the things I learned being an adult was that, especially with friends, is that the real people that love you want to see you succeed.
Oh yeah.
They will never be jealous or try and bring you down for your success.
Yeah.
If people are jealous of you,
You're not around the
they
right
don't
people.
love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're just trying to
definitely
compete with you
not. Yeah.
and would rather you be at the bottom of their own time.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that's just somehow people, like, how some people are. What?
Yeah, no
Oh
English.
my gosh. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how some
Yeah,
people are.
for
Like,
sure.
they always want to be center of attention.
100%.
They always want to be at the top. They always want to be doing better than other people.
Correct.
And unfortunately, that can really affect their closest friendships.
For sure.
And then they end up just, being by themselves anyway because of how they've treated everyone.
Legit.
So,
You get a wake up call at some point, aren't you?
yeah. If you've got a friend like that, then
It's not your fault, it's theirs.
yeah.
Don't make people, like, if you have people that feel bad for the things that you're doing right, then
Yeah, again, like we said before, everyone's on their different path. Everyone's on a different time of their
Yeah.
book. Like, you could be at chapter 4 and that person could be at chapter 1. Like, it's
Yeah.
all very, very different.
that's what I mean. I think that's where it's like, we're obviously at an age where our friends are getting married, our friends are, if you can't be happy for someone, then you might need to reevaluate your life and like why you're so bitter towards someone you
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Because yeah, there's a bit of jealousy, 100%. Everyone's got a little bit of jealousy for the people that are getting married.
Yeah.
Happy for you, so happy for you. I love my friends
Can I
getting
just
married.
say, I actually had a thought the other day that, like, I don't know,
Oh my god, what the fuck are you gonna say?
it was like, if Riz rings me
Jesus.
and she says that she's engaged before me,
Oh, I'm a seal.
shut up. I actually thought to myself, I was like, I'd be so happy for you.
Oh wow.
Like, but like that's where you think this is a real friendship,
Yeah, for sure.
because even though we're at the same wavelength with our partners, like we've been seeing.
Probably a little bit further.
Yeah, we're not going to go too deep into that. But like we've been seeing them for roughly about the same amount of time,
Yeah.
and we can tell that this is just not just a fling.
Oh, for sure.
But like, if you rung me and said, "Oh, I would like to think that you would involve me in it first, Mister," just an FYI.
That's not
Anyways.
anything. No.
But if you were to ring me and that, I would be like, "Oh my god, my best friend's getting my best friend's engaged."
100%. I think
Like-
that's what I would be the exact same. I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh my god, that's incredible.
Yeah.
My best friend is happy. Like that's what matters. And that's what I mean. Like you can literally. I mean, if it was like again, when it's you, it's different. If it's like your other friends, where it's like you're close to them,
Yeah.
but you're also like, bitch, just get married for me.
Yeah.
Still, end of the day, literally 99% happy.
Yeah.
1%.
That's
like,
1%
wish that was me. Not jealous in a bad way. You know what I mean?
I have like 0.5%. Like, fucking bitch.
Don't lie.
Fucking bitch.
99.5. We're both like, fuck how?
Oh, she did it for me.
It's
Fuck's sake.
That's what I mean. There's always like it's human nature to be envious, maybe not jealous.
Yeah.
It's more like
Yeah.
I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Never harmfully jealous.
No, it wouldn't be to the point where it would be like, I'm never fucking talking to you
Literally,
because you
like,
got engaged
what the
before me.
fuck?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
everyone's got it. Like everyone has it. No matter what, you'd be like, oh, really?
Damn.
Fuck. I'm
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah.
Like it's never at the detriment of someone else. It's never to do with them. It's more
No.
just like, oh, that could be me.
Yeah. And it's hard, especially like for someone like me, for example. Like I've been in 2 6-year relationships, which I thought both of them, I thought in both relationships that was the person I was going to be with.
Yeah.
And T's been with her partner for 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
And I think they got engaged after the first year, and I'm like,
So I mean,
We
like,
always
I think I just look at it
thought-
more as like, why can't my man be like that?
yeah, we
Not now.
the
Really just want to clear that one up.
yeah, that's funny. But like you go through like those stages like throughout high school, we all thought that I was going to be the one that was going to get married first. Because
Yeah.
I was always in the relationship.
Yeah.
But it's just turned out to be
It's more
completely
just,
opposite.
not even like a disappointing thing, it's more just like, okay, not what I expected.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't, like, totally happy for her. And I'm so
Oh,
excited for the
incredible.
wedding. I'm so glad I haven't had to go through that just yet.
Yeah,
I'm
Jesus.
I'm so happy. But like, yeah, it's funny how, and like, again, that's off, different paths of life.
100%.
Everyone's at their different chapters. She just happened to meet her one before I did.
Yeah.
So
That's what I mean.
don't
Like, everyone crosses the finish line at different stages.
Yeah. Just don't
You
be
all
so
cross
disheartened.
it.
Yeah, we all get there
Everyone
eventually.
finishes. Well,
Everyone.
Sometimes.
Ooh.
do they?
Not
Anyways,
everyone.
it's been an hour.
Yeah, just the last note, don't be so disheartened if you
100%.
aren't at a stage where your best friends are or
Legit.
anyone around you in your life. It all will happen.
You're not
in
missing
due
out.
time.
You literally get to see people you love be so happy in their
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. And if you aren't happy, then
Address it. You
Address
don't have
it.
to stay in stuff just because you're like, okay, I'm so close to an engagement, but you're genuinely not happy.
happy.
Get out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
Trust me, things take time. Things, fuck me, need work. Things take their fucking time.
Yeah.
You need to be patient. And if deep down in your heart you know it's for the best or you know it's not working, listen. That's all that matters.
Gut feelings are normally the right ones, even though mine can't handle milk. But
There you go. I wouldn't trust your gut.
yeah, I wouldn't trust mine either. But your gut feelings are good. But anyway, we could keep talking about this. We might go. We might start the next episode with the other 5.
Yeah, there's
That we
more.
haven't
There is
done.
more. But we
Um,
probably should have dedicated an episode to it.
We
but
definitely have.
We
But
didn't realise
that's
how much
okay.
we did home.
You know,
That's
learning
usual.
curves. Learning curves always.
Always.
learning.
Always learning.
Love you and leave you, and we'll see you next week.
Be safe. Bye, guys.
Bye.